Good morning, church. Thank you for the warm welcome. My name is Larry Witherspoon Jr. I'm the Executive Director of the Automotive Training Center, and I'm here today to speak to you about something that I find disturbing, and I think that you will also, and that's the issue of mass incarceration. Mass incarceration is simply that the U.S. sends too many people to jail or prison, up to 5 to 10 times as many people as comparable first world countries, and unfortunately, the majority of those sent are young, poor minorities that are poorly uneducated. The system is racist, classist, and ineffective. I'm passionate about solving mass incarceration because I narrowly missed going to prison myself. I used to sell drugs, but growing up, I was afforded every opportunity to succeed. I went to private school, I went to college on a football scholarship, but I still chose a destructive path for my life and didn't realize how poor the decisions I was making until I was arrested for assault. By the grace of God, the charges were dropped, but I saw my life before me, and the two choices were jail or death. I was scared, and I decided right then I wanted to live, follow Jesus, and pursue a positive path for my life. Right here in Fulton County, over 2,000 youth, that's juveniles under the age of 18, are incarcerated every year. That doesn't include the other counties that make up metropolitan Atlanta, and it doesn't include young adults ages 19 to 25. Some more alarming statistics are that most of Georgia's inmates do not have a high school diploma. Young males are those most likely to commit crimes, and the majority of inmates do not have high school diplomas. That is why, once convicted, it is hard to maintain stable housing and to maintain employment, and that is why 2 out of 3 former inmates will end up back in prison within 3 years of release. So how do we solve this issue of mass incarceration? Well, I have a solution. It's called the Automotive Training Center. When I was making poor decisions in my life, car repair was one of the only positive things I had going for me. So I've taken part of what saved my life and created an organization to do the same for others. The Automotive Training Center has 2 main programs, but I will focus just on one for the sake of time and scope, and that's our entry-level technician program. This program is 8 weeks long, and it gives students all the skills they need to obtain a job, and we help them with employment placement after graduation. We do this because the #1 correlating factor to remaining out of prison is to maintain stable employment. In 2018, we had 16 graduates from this program, 80% of which are employed, and we had 1 student reoffend. We've had placements at Ed Voiles Acura, Curry Honda, Kaufman Tire, and others around the city. And even though we've had 1 student reoffend, our program's recidivism rate is more than 7 times lower than the state of Georgia's. We had a great year in 2018. We had 55 students in total that were served, but there are many more who are needing this type of training than we have capacity for, so our programs have to grow. In 2019, our goal for the entry-level program is to graduate 22 to 24 students. We are only able to do that if we hire a second full-time instructor. So our application for the Epiphany program was the funds to pay salary and benefits for a master-level technician instructor and to pay for additional student expenses for the expanded program. It is very clear that we have found part of the solution to the issue of mass incarceration, and if we get the right funding, people, and equipment, we can really make this program take off. It costs the state, on average, $30,000 to $90,000 to incarcerate an individual per year. And when one of our graduates gets employed, they're no longer a burden to the economy, to the taxpayer, but become a boon to the economy. For example, take Damon, one of our former students. He spent nearly 1/3 of his young life incarcerated, and he's always been a hustler, but he hustles for legal employment now. He's up to 4 or 5 jobs since he graduated from us in January 2018, and that's a huge contrast to his former life of drugs and armed robbery, and that difference in his life is a direct result of our program. With the right funding support, we really feel like we can create more productive citizens like Damon, and we really want to thank the Epiphany program and First Presbyterian Church for your funding support, and we are excited about the growth of our program and our students. Thank you.